I'd like to introduce you to Lisa Ortega, RN, DNP. Lisa, thank you so much for joining me here today. And the first thing I'm curious, Lisa, what got you interested and motivated to become a legal nurse consultant?
I think at one point in my career, I had found myself overseeing multiple areas of ambulatory care and thought, okay, I'm running 6 different businesses for one company. And I had to really learn how to do that because as a nurse, I wasn't prepared for the business piece of the ambulatory care setting that I found myself in. So I thought, you know what, if I'm working so hard for a company, why can't I work so hard for myself and do something that I find meaning in?
One of the things that you said that really gets my attention is how you were able to adapt to something new that you really didn't have experience with. And that's such an important success trait, that ability to take on something new when you're not trained to do it. And so I think in a way that demonstrates one of the important characteristics for being successful as a CLNC consultant. So out of the gate, you kind of hit on one that I think is pretty important. Okay, but I'm sure you still had some fears, right, in getting started as a CLNC consultant. How did you overcome those fears?
Absolutely. There's fears with everything that's new. And I think within myself, I've always pushed myself to learn and grow. And um, I very much believe that when you're pushing yourself, out of your comfort zone, that's the biggest opportunity to really succeed and help yourself grow. It's uncomfortable, but if you keep going, you get stronger and then it becomes fun.
Yeah, it's one of the things I've taught in the CLNC certification programs to try and live closer to a zone of discomfort than a zone of comfort, right? Because business success is definitely about growth, and that's how we grow, isn't it? By becoming somewhat uncomfortable. Now, I understand that you've worked in more than 100 cases. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank
What
you.
personal success traits would you say have contributed to your success in, getting the cases and obviously keeping some of these clients that you're doing business with?
I think the first thing is that, when I set out, whether it was in my nursing career or becoming a legal nurse consultant, whenever somebody asked me to do something, I said yes. And my quote has always been just say yes and figure out how to do it after. Um, so while you set yourself down a path you think you're going to travel, other things might fall within that path. And I've taken every opportunity along the way. So when I first finished the CLNC program, I thought I would just do consulting. It's easy to do the background work and not push yourself, but the first case that came to me was actually to be an expert witness. And so I thought, you know what, I do know what they're asking me based on the standard of care. Let me just give it a shot and see what happens. And they really do. The attorneys coached me along the way throughout the whole process. And then through that and learning how to work with them, being easy to work with and flexible, they have come back to me time and time again.
You shared with me that legal nurse consulting is so much more than you thought it would be. Can you expand a little bit on that?
At first, when I took the program, I thought, okay, it's just in maybe helping attorneys with their cases. But I think when you put together your nursing practice and the attributes of the law and everything that you learn and the different case reviews that you encounter, the opportunities really become endless because then I can see consulting for companies or consulting to write policies and procedures that help protect companies. And it all ends up falling together in one way or another. And the companies or the attorneys really value everything you bring to the table. Not that you're just a nurse, but in all your experiences that come together.
You've definitely got a mind that works in a very not only analytical way, but it sounds like a very creative way. And it looks like you're constantly seeking to expand, right? So I love that mindset. You got a definite mindset for success. You also described that you definitely use the certification program to help you with the step-by-step approach. How did that make a difference for you?
It's scary when you're going to go build your own business. And, as a nurse, you know how to take care of patients at a bedside, but most nurses in a bedside or hospital setting have never done the business aspect of building a business and learning all the contracting, the finances, all of that. But your program really took you step by step on how to build your USP, deliver a clear message, how to contract, what was subcontracting, how to do it well, and areas to focus. So it was really cookie cutter on what to put in place to get started.
Thank you. And I think the company legalnurse.com is, really committed to your success, not just within the program itself, but even beyond the program. Okay, so what do you love most about your business?
I love the freedom, the creativity. Every day is different. Whether I'm reviewing a case, they're very exciting to get into, and sometimes you're finding things that the attorneys aren't even anticipating. So it's a good feeling of success within yourself when you can help them. I love going to the defense medical exams or IMEs because you get to meet clients. You still get to interact with that patient population that you have at the bedside. So I really just look for every opportunity to learn and grow and, recreate what nursing and the field of nursing is to me.
I love that. Recreate what nursing is to you. That's a great expression. So how would you say that owning your business has changed you or even changed your life?
It's for me, because I'm an expert witness, I find myself still working in the clinical setting. And while I really wanted to let that go, I don't think it's something that I will do, but there's definitely a transition to lean more into my business. And I love the feeling of success in that I own my business. I get to watch it grow. I get to build all these relationships that were honestly scary to me in the beginning. And now I, get to step out there, experience it, and be valued for my knowledge and what I know and what I've experienced.
Okay, so because you're testifying, you're still doing some clinical work, correct?
Uh-huh.
All right. So you kind of have experience both working inside the healthcare system and then working independently with these attorneys. What would be one or two differences working inside the healthcare system and then being your own independent business owner?
Definitely the biggest thing in the healthcare setting, you follow this hierarchy and you are, responsible for patient care, but you're also answering to everybody else. And you don't necessarily feel valued the way that you do as a legal nurse consultant or when you're working for attorneys. Well, they were intimidating to me in the beginning. As I've gotten to know the attorneys, I know what they don't know and why they need me. And then I've learned to kind of incorporate what I've learned along the way as far as preparation and preparing for cases to teach the attorneys, which really builds a partnership that you don't have necessarily in the clinical setting.
Are they good listeners, these attorneys?
They are and they aren't. It's a work in progress all the time, but it makes it fun.
Great. All right, Lisa, what is your definition of success?
I think my definition of success is to keep going, to keep building, to push myself beyond my comfort zone every day so that I do keep building on my cases and my experience and ultimately see my business grow.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I really appreciate you sharing a little bit about your success with me and with other certified legal nurse consultants. Truly, it's RNs like you who really inspire me. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.